Okay. I hope you can all hear me. Great to have you all on the call. Good evening once again, everyone. I believe we've all had a good day, a productive day. Good to have you all on the call. Thank you for joining. Hi, Samuel. Good evening. Good evening. Okay. Thank you all so much for joining once again. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for choosing to spend your Friday with us. All right, great. Thank you for confirming. Thank you. Okay, to everyone on the call, I hope we're all doing well. I hope we're all doing good. Okay, so today we are on the call with you to talk about something interesting, something exciting, and I believe that's why we are all here as well. Some of us have probably seen the flyer before now, and you already know what we are going to be talking about this evening. We're talking about the future of work, especially in cloud computing. All right, so I'm sure that we are super, super excited. Now that I can see some of our comments in the chat box, I'll just like you to tell us where you're joining us from. Please share with us where you're joining us from and one thing you're looking forward to from this webinar, one thing you're looking to take out from based on this webinar that we are having tonight. And also you could let us know your background. You could let us know your background as well. Are you from a tech background or from a non-tech background? Would like to know. Of course, we do like the mix, you know, having people from tech background and people with no tech background. We always just like that mix. So we want to know your background specifically. If you're coming from a tech background, you already have an idea of what cloud is, or you're into data analytics, you're into what is it called now, product management and all of those things. You could just let us know in the chat box. And also, please let us know your location. Thank you, Kufre. Kufre is joining from Nigeria. Awesome. So Kufre, do you have a tech background? Do you have a tech background, or you're just willing to transition into tech? Okay, awesome. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you, Samuel. Samuel says he has a basic knowledge in coding. Amazing. Kufre also is an IT support, but wanna grow. That's good. That's good. That's awesome. So please let's keep it coming. Omotola is from Nigeria, no tech background. Good, good, good. You're in the right place, Omotola. So we want to hear from Femi. We want to hear from Ajala. We want to hear from Udwak. Yes, we want to hear from you all. Ayomide. We want to hear from you, Adasa. So let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. So we promise not to take so much of your time today. We're going to go straight to the point. But before we do that, we just want to know where you're joining us from, your background as well, so that we can know those who we are speaking to the end. Please ensure that you stay till the end of this webinar. So please, if you have a friend, if you have your colleague that you think might be interested in this, please do well to share the link with them, get them to join the call, get them to join the call. I'm sure it's going to be an amazing time. It's going to be an amazing time. We have a truckload of good things to share with you today concerning the future of work, especially in cloud computing. So please ensure that you share this link with your friends, your colleague, your network. Go on and share it with your WhatsApp status. You never can know who you might want to help to make that decision before the end of this year. So please ensure that you share this with them. It's going to be an impactful session. It's going to be an impactful session. So please go on and share with them. Okay. At the end, Samuel says is willing to transition into tech. Good, good. Okay, Femi is from England, non-tech background. Okay, great. Adasa joining from UK, no tech background. Thank you all. Uduak is from Nigeria. I have a little knowledge of tech. That's amazing. That's amazing. We like the mix. We like the mix, definitely. So please ensure that you go on and share this link with your friends. We're still waiting. Please, you have the link already. Just go on and share the link with them. And it's already in the chat box as well. It's already in the chat box as well. So please ensure that you just copy the link out with the password to join and share with your friends. This would definitely be an impactful time. Like I said, we're not going to take so much of your time. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you so much. We're not going to take so much of your time, so please go on and do that. And so before we get right in, we have our speaker on the call today. Some of you might have met with her already, but I just want to give you like what's it called now? Just something to let you know if you want to ask question, right? We would put the link for you to ask your question. That's the Slido link in the chat box. So please do not ask your question directly in the Zoom chat box. We might not be able to take them all. So please, it's very important that while the session is going on and you have questions popping up in your mind, just go on and use the link. The Slido link it will be pasted in the chat box as well. Just go on and use that link to drop in your question. We will be there to take all of your questions. So please ensure that you are there to this. It's very, very important because we might not be able to see some of your questions in the chat box once the session gets started or once we start taking questions. So please use the Slido link. It will be pasted in the chat box when it's time. So ensure that you use the link. Okay, Imabong says she's joining from Nigeria, no tech background. All right, we love it. We love it. We are speaking to the right audience tonight. If you're from a tech background, maybe if you're not coming from the tech background as well, it's good. We are speaking to the right audience. You all are the right audience tonight, and we're glad to have you once again on the call. So I'm just going to be handing over to our guest speaker tonight. She is the founder of Cloudboosta and also a cloud DevOps professional as well with one of the big four companies. I'll just leave her to make the introduction as well, and then we will continue from there. Basically, over to you, Gbemi.
Hello, everyone. Hi. Hello, I hope you can hear me. It's so lovely to meet you all already. Once you introduce, it's always good, to see the introductions in the chat box because I feel like, oh yeah, I know this person already. Hi, everyone. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can see me. It's always a joy to have you all. Let me see. I can see some of you have introduced yourself. I can see Adeyemo Samuel. I can see Inyang, Kufre, Omotola, Femi, Hadassah, Udwak, who is HP? Please. Okay, Henry. Okay, yeah. Hi, Henry. Okay. Nice to meet you all. Ekwe Lovely to meet everyone on the call. I can see others as well. There's Ademola on the call. There's Ajala. There's Arike. There's Ayomide. There's Belumi Bamikole. There's Bankadiri. There is Bolariwa. There's Chinedu. There's Dandi. There is Ebiaka. There is Favor. There is Imabong, Israel, Jeffrey, Jesse, Cash, I like the name. It sounds like money. Mamos, Mayawa, Uluatobi, Lova, Omotola again. I can see Unduka, Osita, Femi again. I can see Samuel. I can see Skibi, and of course, Uduak again. Really, really nice to meet you all. And just like Ife has said, we're going straight into the point. And as we are having this webinar today, if you have any questions, just tell us in the chat, in the Slido link, and we will answer. Slido is easier for us to organize the questions and ensure that we have it answered, right? We don't want to miss any of your questions. Now, today's webinar, some of you have joined us at Cloudboosta before, some of you have not. Whatever the case is, you have something new that you're going to learn today. We're going to be looking at what cloud computing is and how it affects your next job. See this as a free masterclass, breaking down so many things for you. You get the opportunity to ask any questions that you want. And of course, I have a special offer for you at the end. Hi, once again, my name is Gbemisola Ojo, and I'm a cloud DevOps manager. I work in one of the big four consulting firms, and I'm also the founder of this academy, Cloudboosta Academy. I'm a certified AWS Solutions Architect Associate. I studied mechanical engineering, so I don't have a background in technology, even though some people may feel like, oh, because it's engineering, I mean, you do have a background, but no, I don't have a background in engineering. I learned everything on the job. And also, I am a tech professional. I have over 8 years experience in digital innovation, and I've been building technology products for millions of end users globally in the last 8 years. I also am ministry inclined. I'm the co-founder of Proactive Praying Moms. I'm passionate about anything that has to do with technology, anything that has to do with women empowerment, and anything that has to do with the kingdom of God. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a mentor, I'm a coach, I'm a conference speaker. I'm primarily based in the UK, but at the moment I'm in Lagos, Nigeria. So I travel around the world a lot. All right, so I may just be in a place that is close to you. Of course, if we get a chance to see in person, please make sure that you say hi. In a way, it's constantly changing really quickly. The only strategy that is guaranteed to fail is not taking risks. This is a quote by Mark Zuckerberg. We also have another quote by Zig Ziglar, which says, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. These are valuable truths. For the next 1 hour, guys, I just need you to give me your attention. I have something special for you at the end. Find a quiet place. Ask all your questions on Slido. I'll take them at the end, right? Ensure your microphone is muted so we're not interrupted, and ensure that you listen to the end. Most importantly, please, I just want you to get comfortable. It's going to be an interesting session. Now, tell me if this sounds like you. I just need a yes or no in the chat box. Are you somebody who keeps hearing about cloud and you're not sure what it really means for your career, right? Are you somebody who is worried that you will waste time or money chasing the wrong certifications? Are you someone who is ready to transition into tech, but you don't know where to start from, right? Are you someone that badly desires a skill that is not affected by inflation or recession? Are you someone who feels stuck in your current job and you wonder if tech could be a way out for you? Can you tell me in the chat box, does any of this sound like you? Just give me a yes or no in the chat box. Does any of this sound like you? Any of the things I just read out? Tell me yes or no. Any of it, even if it's 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, just let me know. Very good. So I can see some of your responses. Very good. And I love the vulnerability. Now, I also want you to give me any of these numbers, and you can have more numbers, right? Oh, someone says all sounds like me. Don't worry, you're in the right place. You're in the right place. Now, I want you to tell me, right, which scenario best describes why you came here today. You give me a 1 if you're trying to figure out if transitioning into tech career is the right move for you. You give me a 2 if you're already in tech, but you just want to move up the ladder. Give me a 3 if you have tried to learn cloud DevOps on YouTube or somewhere else, but it's been haphazard. Give me a 4 if you've started many tech and cloud courses on your own, but you never completed it. You can have as many numbers. Some of you can even be, okay, well, you may not be 1, 2, 3, 4, but you may be 2, 3, 4, anything at all. So give me the numbers in the chat box. I mean, put all your numbers together. Okay, good. Someone says 3 and 4. Someone says 1 and 3. Amazing. If you're any of these numbers, you are in the right place. Some of you have not seen your responses. I'm looking at your names. I can see some of the same names repeating themselves. Please make sure you're responding and engaging with us in the chat box. Amazing. Very good. Thank you for responding. So whether you're 1 trying to figure out, or you're already in tech, or you've tried to learn it on your own, or you've started different courses and you never completed it, don't beat yourself up. You are in the right place. And today you're going to find out the next steps that you need to take to ensure that you move yourself to the very next level in your career. And we are excited to take you on this journey. Now, my goal for you today really is to show you from an insider's perspective, right, what Cloud DevOps is all about. How do you build technical competency that will get you hired as a Cloud DevOps professional? And what are the misconceptions that may be stopping you from starting your career in this highly in-demand field? Right, I've been on this journey for almost a decade, so you can be rest assured that what I'm telling you is not what I found online, but what I have experienced myself. Now, what exactly is Cloud DevOps and why is it relevant? Why do you need to know about it, and why should you get on board in this field? Some of you have heard me say, some of you are hearing me for the first time. Again, there is always something for you to learn. The cloud basically is like using the internet as your computer. And I'm sure if you hear that, you're like, oh, but I need my computer to access the internet anyway. Don't worry, I would explain. Sometimes you actually need computing capacity that is beyond what your laptop can offer. Imagine if anytime you need, maybe for example, you want to process large volumes of data, right? I mean, some of us have laptops that every now and then they just keep hanging, they keep rebooting and all of that. Imagine if all you need to do is to log into the internet and go to a website and then you spin up a computer on that website, right? That's exactly what cloud is. So the cloud is using the internet to access storage, software, and computing power from remote servers instead of your own device. So you can just rent what you need and access it from anywhere with internet. It is really, really interesting. You need a laptop today. I mean, you actually, let's say, for example, you want to use Mac OS specifically, and your laptop is a Windows laptop. Imagine actually being able to go to a website, and then you can actually spin up a computer on that website, install Mac OS on it, and you have your Mac laptop online, and then you can start downloading applications and using it. You can make it any gig you want. You can make it any size you want. You can do whatever you want. And immediately you finish using that computer, you just destroy it. I mean, you don't need it again. You just close it off, and then you pay for simply what you have used. So revolutionary. That's what cloud computing is. Cloud computing is a type of technology that delivers computing services, servers, storage, databases, networking, software, analytics. All of these things are delivered to you over the internet on a pay-per-use basis instead of owning and maintaining physical hardware. So this is what cloud computing really is. You're renting computing space from somebody else. You're paying for only what to use. If you only need to use Mac OS for 1 month on a project, you don't need to go and buy a MacBook and you're bound to it for life. You can actually just log into a public cloud provider, spin up a server, install Mac OS on it, use your MacBook for 1 month, and then you cancel it once you're done. That's how it is on a personal level. And now imagine what that means for industries, which we'll talk about as we go along. So it is so revolutionary, and this is what the world is doing right now. So in a nutshell, the old way is that people have to buy expensive computers and servers every time they have a computing need. You create a startup today, an e-commerce startup, and of course, you will need a lot of computer power for that because you have customers across the globe. You're trying to serve what you all your servers. But with cloud computing, you don't need to do that. So the old way is buying expensive computers and servers, hiring IT staff to maintain them, paying for, for space to store your servers, like replacing them when they break. That's the old way. And we're telling us to move into the cloud way, which is all about renting computing power online. Someone else maintains everything for you. You don't need to hire anybody. You can access it from anywhere with internet. Imagine if you built a server and you built it and you had it with you in Lagos. You can't carry the server if you're going to Japan tomorrow. But if you actually have that as a cloud server, what happens is that even if you go to Japan or you go to Australia, you can log in and you can access your server. So the cloud way is that you only pay for what you use. It's so revolutionary. So once again, cloud computing is using someone else's computer over the internet instead of buying your own. This is where the world has moved to as we speak. So I want you to think of cloud like electricity, for example. Remember, you don't have to build a power plant. If you need electricity, you just plug into the main grid, right? Especially if you're in a country that has really good electricity grid. For water as well, you don't have to dig a well all the time. You just turn on the tap, right? Think of your Netflix and Spotify, for example. These days, nobody's buying DVDs anymore. You just go online and you stream the movies that you want on any of these platforms. So the world has changed significantly, and what cloud is doing is helping you to access all of this powerful computing power, database power, networking power, all of these things over the internet without you buying anything physically. Okay, so that's what cloud computing is. Now, moving on, what exactly is DevOps? DevOps is a way, actually, sorry, before I go into DevOps, do we understand what cloud is so far? If you do, please give me a 1 in the chat box. I like to know if people are following along. If everything I've said so far, you're completely lost, please tell me 2 in the chat box. Do we understand what cloud is so far? Give me a 1 in the chat box. Let me see your response. Oh, good. Someone says I understand. Amazing. If you're lost, give me a 2 in the chat box. If you're okay, good. We have 1s. Very good. Now, when we talk about DevOps, what exactly is DevOps? Is actually a coinage from 2 words, right? DevOps is a way of working together is a way of working that brings together software development. That's dev. That's where the dev comes from, and IT operations team together, right? So we have the software development team and the operations team working together. That's actually what DevOps is, a way of working, is a way of delivering software and technology that actually ensures that the developers, those are the devs, and the operations team are working together. The developers, some of you, I mean, everyone has probably, in this day and age, everyone probably knows what a software developer is. These are people that write lines of code and build applications, right? So they go, they write code and all of that and build that application. While the operations team are the ones that actually release whatever it is that the developers have built. They release it to the end user and ensure it's working fine. So they do things like monitoring, logging, just ensuring that the customers are served with the thing with the software or the application that the developers have built. So DevOps is actually a way of working that now brings the development team and the operations team together, so they're able to work together. And the aim of this is a greater level of collaboration. So DevOps focuses on collaboration, automation, and continuous delivery so that teams can build, test, and release software faster and more reliably. Before this thing called DevOps came into play, what happened is that development teams were working in isolation, operations team were working in isolation, and sometimes there will be clashes, sometimes there will be delays in software being released because of that. I'm sure some of you have seen I like to use this example when I'm talking about DevOps, because I'm sure some of you, sometimes you've seen some applications that you use on your phone, and then all of a sudden you just see that the application has a new feature and they didn't even tell you about it. For example, WhatsApp is a really good example. Sometimes you just come to WhatsApp and you see that, oh, they now have something called channels. Sometimes you come to WhatsApp and you realize that, oh, they now have this, they now have that. And your phone did not break when that update happened. In fact, they didn't even prompt you to make an update, right? Sometimes if it's an operating system change, sometimes they give you a prompt. They give you a prompt and they tell you that, oh, download this new thing. If you're using an Apple phone, for example, every now and then they'll tell you, we have new updates, download it. But there are times that your application, like your WhatsApp, will get updated with all these beautiful new features, right? And you're not even aware. You just open WhatsApp and you realize that, wow, all the colors have changed. What makes that happen is actually DevOps, right? So once you have a strong DevOps team and the development and operations team are working together seamlessly, there are many tools that enhances this, but the whole idea is that you're in a position as an organization where you can deliver software very, very quickly, and also most importantly, deliver updates to that software very quickly. So these days, we're not longer in days where you just build a software and you forget about it. You have to keep updating it because the world is changing. So the WhatsApp we had last year is different from the WhatsApp we started with many years ago. WhatsApp 10 years ago is different from WhatsApp 5 years ago. It's different from WhatsApp last year. Even 3 months ago, WhatsApp, you guys can bear me witness that there are differences. You will find that there are new features between them and now. So DevOps is actually what makes all those changes, releasing those changes really fast, making sure that the end user's phone doesn't break once those changes are released. So it's another really, really cool technology that is here to stay. So why does cloud computing and DevOps, why does it matter for businesses? Let's look into that. And again, please, as I'm speaking, if you have any questions, just give us in the Slido link. We're going to post it one more time. No company wants to buy huge computers and servers anymore. I remember there was a financial services company I used to work for. They got to a point where they were buying so many servers that they started wondering because now as you're buying servers, you need to think of space to put those servers, right? And they had to start buying land as well. And I remember the CEO speaking to us one day and it was like, they got to a point where they were thinking, are we a real estate company now? Just because we want to keep our servers now, we're buying more land, and land is expensive. So imagine you're buying land, you're buying space, you're buying physical devices. No company wants to do that anymore, because instead of spending millions setting up physical data centers, companies now rent what they need in the cloud and only pay for what they use. And an example is Netflix that I just said. So Netflix is a media streaming company. But because they're streaming media to millions, hundreds of millions of users across the globe, they have to use a lot of computers to store their movies. Remember all those days where we had all these seasonal films and people will have it on external hard drive, and you want to copy to your laptop. You've copied maybe just one series, and you know, your laptop is full, there's no space, you have to delete some for you to accommodate more. So think about how much computing power, that's your laptop that when you bought it, they told you that, oh, it has this gig of RAM, it has a lot of space, and now it's getting filled up with movies, right? Now think of how much storage space that Netflix will need to store hundreds of thousands, even millions of movies that they have, and the consumer base that they're delivering to across the globe. So what I'm trying to say is that a company like Netflix shouldn't have the headache of having to think of buying land, buying servers, and all of that. So what Netflix does at the moment is that they actually use the public cloud provider called Amazon Web Services, AWS. So Netflix 100% runs on AWS, or their servers run on AWS. So if tomorrow Netflix decides that, you know what, we want to scale down completely, we want to start serving just 1,000 people, they will just tell AWS that, you know what, scale everything down, you know, we're now going to be serving, and they're only going to pay for what they use. If tomorrow they decide that, you know what, we're going big, we want to serve we want to serve 25% of the universe, 2 billion end users, right? All they need to do is to tell AWS, and then they get more space on AWS. So they can easily scale up or down, right? Imagine if they were buying physical servers and buying land space. Each time they make a change, they have to buy more land space. Or if they've bought land space and then they decide that they want to scale down, they can't do that again because they've bought physical things. I hope we're still following. So no company wants to buy huge computers and servers anymore. They'll rather just rent what they're using from a public cloud provider. Cloud computing is easy to scale. That's why it matters. I just gave an example of scaling. Whether it's 10,000 customers or 10 million, cloud resources can expand or shrink automatically, like Netflix adding users across the globe without crashing. Another thing about cloud computing and why it matters for businesses is that cloud computing is crisis proof. From banks to hospitals, cloud ensures critical systems keep running smoothly. Even if there's a local outage, disaster, or sudden spike in demand, cloud has been built with what we call disaster recovery in mind. And every now and then, with every cloud provider, they keep simulating worst case scenario. What happens if this entire system should crash? What would happen? They keep simulating it and they keep planning for it. It is revolutionary. Cloud is cheaper, is faster, and is more secure. Cloud providers invest in top security and high-speed systems, so businesses save costs, move quicker, and protect data better than if they ran it all by themselves. Now, I've talked about why cloud computing matters for businesses. Now, let's come to why cloud computing matters for you that are listening. Just like some of you have said, some of you are interested in moving into cloud. You know, some of you are wondering if cloud is the next thing for you. Now, one of the things I would say is that there is rapid growth and high demand in the cloud space. This is something that I have experienced myself. I've seen it happen. I mean, I was at a fireside chat last week in London, and you know, they were asking me all this. Actually, it was last Saturday, just 6 days ago, you know, at University of East London. They were asking me all those questions around cloud, and it was just a beautiful time to actually reflect on my career journey, right? And you know, I actually have seen how things change in the industry, and a lot of that spike happened because of the COVID that happened. Because prior to then, as consultants, I started my career in consulting Accenture UK. And, you know, then when we're trying to sell cloud, pre-COVID, when we're trying to sell cloud to clients, in fact, some would actually really laugh at us and be like, this idea is crazy. You guys are joking, especially federal government and banks. They're like, we have the most confidential data in the world. Why are we going to move our data to somebody else's computer? We don't even know where it's kept. You know, but when COVID happened, people saw that you can't be looking at your servers every day. You have to trust that your server is in a place that you can't see every day and your data is safe. And that helped with the acceptance significantly. So the public cloud services market grew from a $257.5 billion market in 2020 to a $500 billion market in 2024. And, you know, and the trend continues to increase. It continues to increase. The projection is that it continues to be over $1 trillion market in the next couple of years. So what that means is that if the cloud services market has grown that big, what that means is that what that costs in that scenario was a 52% increase in demand for cloud engineers, and this demand continues to rise. Is at an all-time high, right? Now, another thing is high salary. The average salary of a cloud DevOps engineer is £60,000. Sometimes We have, we have people that come to us at Cloudboosta. Maybe you're based in a particular country, you're based in the UK. I'm primarily based in the UK, but I'm in Lagos at the moment. So in the UK, for example, you keep seeing requirements going up. I mean, again, it was on Saturday, I was interacting with some of our alumni, and they were telling me, the bar has gone high in terms of how much salary you need to earn, in order to get a sponsorship and to remain in the UK, as an example, right? I know people are joining us from different parts of the world. Some of you are in Nigeria, some of you are in America, and different parts of the world. But I'm just giving UK as a case study. Now, if you're in a field that the salary is already very good, then you're not going to be afraid. Not every field can give you an average salary of £60,000 per year. Average salary, right? The fact that there is that potential in the cloud field is such a huge advantage. So even when they're calling out price that, oh, now it has to be minimum of £50,000 that you need to earn to get a visa. I don't know what it is in America, but you know that you're in the right field that you can get that. Entry level, no matter what it is, you can enter at entry level, you can enter as a mid-level. We have people who have done our training, got entry-level jobs. We have people who have done our training and got mid-level jobs, right? So you want to be in a field that even gives you that potential in the first place. When you're in a field that doesn't even give you an opportunity, you know that no matter what, the only salary you can enter with is 20,000. That already cuts off a lot of your options. So there's high salary happening in cloud, and your salary continues to increase. I tell people, even if you have 2 jobs and you guys have the same starting salary, you and somebody in another field, my question to you is that in the next 3 years, can you double your salary in your field? In the next 4 years, can you be earning 4 times what you were earning before? That can happen in cloud. It has happened to myself and many of my colleagues. Most of the people that we started together 7, 8, 5, 6 years ago, they're already earning 6 figures. So there is a lot of potential in the cloud space. The salary numbers are really good across different countries. There is a huge skills gap. That's another reason why it should matter to you. Companies are still looking for people who can actually build solutions on the cloud. In 2023 alone, there was an estimated 500,000 cloud-related job openings. In the United States alone, only 21% of those were filled. So these days, they're looking for people who can actually fill up these gaps and actually have the skills that can take on these job opportunities. So you want to make sure that you're positioned well to be in that position, to be able to take on this kind of jobs. Finally, I want you to future-proof your career. Cloud requires skills that are difficult to automate, such as critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity, making them less likely to be replaced by automation and artificial intelligence in the future. I was talking to a secondary school student yesterday, and she told me what she wanted to study. And I was like, you need to really think about this. And I didn't want to scare her, but I was like, I just said, I need you to give me a strong reason why you want to study this course you want to study. And after the conversation, and I told her, you need to give me a strong reason. And next time I'm speaking to you, do your research and let me know what you want to study. And I was telling somebody else afterwards that this course, I was telling my husband, actually, we're having a conversation about it. We're like, this course that this girl wants to study, do you know that this one is not even, is a no-brainer. That course is going to be extinct in the next 5 years. This one is just the truth. With the rise of AI, with the rise of automation, there are some courses that should not even cross your mind to study again. I was telling my husband that if this girl says she wants to study social media management, and I'm not undermining anything, that's a very good field anyway, very lucrative. I said it's even better than that nice name course that she wants to study, that we used to glorify that course many years ago, but things have changed and continues to change. What am I saying? These days, you have to strategically think of your career. I studied mechanical engineering. Mechanical engineering sounded really cool back in the days, right? People think you're smart. I mean, being a woman in mechanical, we're only 2 ladies in my class. So it sounded very prestigious, but man, when I saw that the potential for this course, tech is rising, I had to switch. So if you're in a field where you feel like, you do your research and think about, is your field going to be relevant in the next couple? I did well. I had a first class in my mechanical engineering bachelor's. I had a distinction in my master's, mechanical engineering again for my master's, just for you to know how much I love the course. But immediately after, and I saw that, man, this thing is not making a way for me, I quickly switched. So I don't care whether, it doesn't even matter what you study, what your degree is, all those things are not relevant right now. We just need people that can learn and relearn. Whether you had a third class first, it doesn't matter. The key thing is that, are you making money with what you know? And that's where we want to get you today. So cloud in different industries. And I just want to go into why cloud is still relevant for you today. We've talked about businesses, but let's go deep dive into different industries, right? It's a masterclass, so we have to get into the details. Again, keep your questions coming. I'll take everything at the end. Banks and cloud computing. How do banks use cloud? Banks have to handle millions of transactions safely every single day. With the use of cloud, banks can process these transactions speedily, instantly. That high volume of transactions they have to do, they can do it more accurately, more speedily, and in a way that is very scalable. If today a bank opens and thousands, millions of people decide to enroll on that bank, it won't break because they're using cloud. Of course, they're able to save costs. Instead of buying expensive data centers, banks can now rent cloud space. And of course, for fraud detection as well, smart systems that spot for suspicious activity instantly are available on the cloud. Hospitals also use the cloud. They can easily share information between hospitals. If you visit another hospital, they can see your medical record. This is still something that is a big deal in a lot of countries these days that don't have their medical record digitized, right? So we're starting from digitization first, and then we move to cloud for hospitals. Because of hospitals, you get there and they're still telling you about case notes and physical documents. So after they move from physical documents to actually digitizing it, they can easily, when they're moving, we're talking about them moving to the cloud and being able to share information. Without the physical films. Retail is also using cloud computing. Please, I hope we can still hear me. Okay. Can you hear me? I just saw that there was a tweak in my internet. Please confirm if you can hear me. Okay, it's restored now. Very good. Okay, thank you. Thanks for that. I actually saw a notification as well. Okay, good. So let's continue. Hospitals use the cloud, right? Retail also use cloud. Retail stores use the cloud. Online shopping websites that handle thousands of customers at the same time. I'm sure some of you have been to some websites before that they'll tell you, sorry, the server is down. That's because they're not using cloud. Once they're using cloud, you can't have that issue. So seasonal flexibility as well, especially for retail. There are times that the demand is very high. We have something we call Black Friday across the globe. So Black Friday is a day where so many people want to buy things at a discounted rate. So imagine if every e-commerce, every retail store is building physical servers. That means they have to have extra servers ready for Black Friday only. And once Black Friday is over, what are they going to do with the servers? They've wasted money. But if they have their website built on the cloud, all they need to do is to scale up for Black Friday only. They can ask AWS to add more servers for them because they will have a lot of customers on that day. And after Black Friday, they just scale down, right? It's so beautiful. And then, of course, customer recommendations as well. I'm sure you guys have seen this. It happens a lot. I mean, layering on cloud, there are other technologies that use data science, machine learning, and all of that. But customer recommendation is very important. It happens on Netflix, happens on Instagram. Because this person bought this, you can also buy this and all of that. Because you watch this, you have it on YouTube. Cloud is the infrastructure behind the scene. Building up on cloud, you're using data processing, you're using machine learning and all of that. Startups and cloud computing, even running Cloudboosta, cloud computing has been such a game changer for us. I mean, even using cloud to actually power our business as a startup, you can start with almost no money. Right now, my personal brand website is running on the cloud, right? I stored some of the images that are on my website on the cloud, so you don't need to buy expensive servers upfront. You can build things on the cloud. You can test ideas very quickly. There's so many ideas. Airbnb, for example, they started and built fully on the cloud because they came on board at a time where, cloud computing was a thing. There's some apps. There's an app called Calm that was built during COVID. It was fully launched and built on the cloud, right? If it was not fully accepted, they won't lose money. If it was very accepted, they'll get a lot of money. But so we're moving from the day where, as a startup, you want to build an application, you have to start thinking of server when you want to start scaling the application. Those days are gone. You can just build it on the cloud and you scale it on the cloud. So you can also grow as you succeed using the cloud. You can start small, automatically get more power as you get more customers. So cloud computing is so revolutionary. Same with schools as well. These days, schools are using cloud computing to power their online learning platform to help people collaborate on projects. And of course, it is cost effective. So I'm telling you to come into this world of cloud computing to future-proof your career, because cloud computing will continue to be relevant in the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years to come. The skills will always be in demand. Why? Every industry is adopting cloud. From corner shops to Fortune 500 companies, banks, hospitals, startups, everyone is moving to the cloud. There's some companies that did not start on the cloud, like financial services company. I used to work in Capital One after I left Accenture, and it was one of those traditional companies too that did not start on the cloud. After our CEO found out, Rich Fairbank, after I found out all the beautiful things that was happening on the cloud, he decided that we're going to move every single thing from data centers. They're one of the very few companies that were able to move everything from data centers fully on the cloud. They fully run on AWS, and this information is available online. That's why I'm sharing it. So there's massive demand and low supply. There are more cloud jobs than skilled professionals to fill them. So your skills will always be in demand. DevOps powers modern businesses. Companies can't deliver fast, reliable services without DevOps. They cannot deliver changes I was speaking about without DevOps. And of course, there are global and remote opportunities. This one is a big deal for someone like me. If you're a family person, you're looking for remote opportunities. We have people who have gone through our academy at Cloudboosta, and one of the things that just grateful for the most is that, man, I don't have to go to work every day. I have my son in the house, I'm working fully remotely. So you can do that. You're not limited by location. You can be working for a US company in Nigeria. You can be in Canada and you're working for a company in South Africa or in Australia or in America. It's so beautiful. So cloud computing jobs are expected to grow by 20%, 22% by 2030. And that's 3 times faster than any average job in a different field. So you need to strongly consider being in the right field, okay? There's another quote by Alvin Toffler that says that the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. You can actually get into cloud DevOps today. Now, how can Cloudboosta help you transition into cloud DevOps in just 15 to 20 weeks? We have what we call Cloudboosta Academy, and we have 2 major programs that I want to share with you today. So we have what we call the Cloud DevOps Accelerator course, which goes on for about 15 weeks. With this course, you have access to our AWS Cloud course. You have access to, and of course, DevOps course as well. You have access to Learning Portal after your course completion. You have weekly live facilitator-led lab sessions. And then we also give you soft skills and job readiness sessions as well. For the comprehensive cloud DevOps course, which takes about 20 weeks, that's our flagship program. And that's for people, similarly, you will have access to both AWS Cloud and DevOps course. You have access to our Learning Portal, even after you finish, during your training and after the training. And then you have weekly live classes with us. And then, of course, you also have access to soft skills and job readiness sessions. So I'll tell you more about the 2 trainings as we go along. So for the Cloud DevOps Accelerator course, that is only 15 weeks. Now, this one is specially designed for people who are already tech professionals and they want to transition into cloud DevOps. Remember, I was asking you, which one are you? Are you 1? Are you 2? Are you 3? Or are you 4? Right? So we actually have people who are tech professionals already and want to transition into the cloud DevOps field. Now, these are people that already have some level of wider tech or no-code tech experience, no matter how small, and they want to go into the cloud DevOps career. These are for people who already understand the tech lingua enough to be able to follow simple instructions. That's the accelerator course. So you already have some level of tech understanding. And our comprehensive cloud DevOps course, which is our flagship program, is for those who are looking to transition into a highly in-demand field as a tech newbie. You do not have any background at all in technology. You're 0. And we have people like that. We have people who have studied English language, agriculture, different fields, history, people that don't have any tech background whatsoever, right? And they want to transition into tech. So you can combine cloud computing and DevOps and become a magnet for recruiters, and of course, if you have taken the Cloudboosta Intro to Cloud course as well, you want to go deeper, that course is also for you. You don't have to have taken it. You can go straight into the comprehensive Cloud DevOps course. So those are the 2 programs that we have for you. And then just sharing more about it. And again, like I promised you, we have a special offer for you at the end, and I'll go straight into the Q&A because I can see some of you have questions already. So with the Cloud DevOps Accelerator course, you have access to fully guided live lab sessions. Right. So if you notice, for the accelerator course, what you have is fully guided live lab sessions. So when you come, the classes that we have with you on Saturday were majorly focused on practical So you're building solutions on the cloud. We will have given you sufficient resources to study ahead of coming to those classes, which we expect you to do. I mean, you already have a background in tech if you're enrolling for this. So there's some level of self-study that you have done already. So you're coming to class, you're going straight into the lab sessions, right? You have access to additional resources. You have access to AWS certification, exam readiness materials. You have access to a learning communities, 80% practical. You have access to exclusive information on job opportunities that we have. You have live one-on-one facilitator support, and you're working on industry standard projects. You're going to be with us for 15 weeks. And then we're going to be having the sessions with you every week virtually. So there's a level of tech understanding we expect you to have before enrolling for this course, and it is very effective. You're going to have access to learn all of these cloud DevOps tools. Intro to Cloud course, you're going to learn AWS services, you learn Python, Linux, Git and GitHub, Jenkins, Terraform, Docker, Kubernetes, ELK, Ansible. Even though we expect that you have a background, if you want to register for the accelerator course, we don't expect that you have an understanding of any of these tools. We're going to teach you from scratch, okay? Now, for our class, this is an example of one of our testimonials. I just want you guys to listen to it before I continue.
My name is Lisa, and I'm a platform engineer in UK. I mean, I have a undergraduate degree in English language. It's really refreshing to introduce myself as a platform engineer. And that's all thanks to Cloudboosta, thanks to the training, thanks to the community, and thanks to the ginger that Cloudboosta. On my second week at work, my manager actually gave me a shout out on the company page, and it meant a lot to me. My manager gave me a task just to test me, and he came back to me and said, I am so pleased I was able to deliver this. And that's because Cloudboosta has taught me to be that person that is always wanting to learn, always wanting to get better. I work with, the company that does AWS and Azure. And at the moment, I'm even looking up to people on Azure to show them that yes, Cloudboosta has taught me to understand that even though I was trained in AWS, I can always pick up another cloud provider since most companies are adopting multi-cloud systems right now. I mean, I've become someone that even on LinkedIn, when people ask me, I'm like, sorry, I don't have time for this. I do not really have time for that because I'm busy right now, and I have a job that makes me feel really wanted. Thank you so much, Cloudboosta, and I'm happy to be a product of your mentorship. Thank you.
So that's Omolara, who studied English language. So for those of you who have no tech background at all, what we have for you is what we call the comprehensive cloud DevOps course. With this, you have weekly classes with us where we teach concepts, and then you also have the lab sessions as well. So you have sessions with us where we're teaching you the concepts, right? And then you're also building along. It's extended because we're doing a combination of teaching you concepts in class, and then you're also building solutions on the cloud, right? So you have access to additional resources. Similarly, AWS certification readiness materials. You have a learning community. You have weekly live classes. Of course, you still have the one-on-one facilitator support. You have industry standard projects, employability training, and access to exclusive info on job opportunities. So like I said, this one is actually for people with zero background, and that's why it takes you a longer time. And of course, your class has a combination of lectures and lab sessions. Again, you will learn about AWS services, you learn Linux, you learn Python, you learn Git and GitHub, you learn Jenkins, you learn Terraform, Docker, Kubernetes, Ansible, and ELK as well. And these are the tools that we have found are in high demand for anyone who wants to be a cloud DevOps engineer. We came across all these tools, looking at the aggregate, each of these tools have different functions, right? In the cloud DevOps space, again, you don't need to have any background in any of this. Some of you that have a tech background may have heard of some of these tools before, but we teach them from scratch, right? And we expect and we give you all the support that you need so that you can actually understand very well. So I've kind of already covered the expectations as I spoke along. I'll just run over this very quickly because of time. With any of the trainings that you do with us, the delivery mode is just slightly different, and the expectations we have of you slightly different, but the two are very rich, and you can reach out to any of our program advisors to find out more about any of these programs. But basically, with us at Cloudboosta, you're going to be learning and using AWS as your primary cloud deployment platform. You understand how different AWS services work. You get to work on real-life cloud projects. You get to use Git and GitHub for source code management. You get to use Ansible for server configuration management. You get to understand Docker and what we call application containerization. You get to use Kubernetes as a container orchestrator. You get to create CI/CD pipelines using Jenkins for automation deployment. Again, you don't need to have an understanding of what all these things mean. You will learn it from scratch. I learned it from scratch. Omolara, all these people that worked with us learned it from scratch. You can learn it as well. You will learn to use AWS CloudFormation and Terraform for infrastructure as code. At the end of your time with us, you have a public repository of all the projects that you have worked on, and you will gain enough hands-on experience to help you land your dream cloud DevOps job, okay? And how we deliver, we're very, very practical. You do theory, we do practical with us, you get to work with people in a team, and then there is learning reinforcement system as well. You have to be accountable. We're tracking everything you do at Cloudboosta. You have an accountability partner. At the end of your time with us at Cloudboosta, all your experience, whether you worked with us for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, all your experience is classed as work experience. And then we're able to provide a work reference for you that will help you when you are applying for your cloud DevOps role. It's a rich program and you would enjoy. People that have been with us at Cloudboosta have said that we've delivered more value than they even invested in. And that's going to be experience as well. So of course, we have weekly live classes, depending on whether you're in the accelerator course or you're in the comprehensive course. That will determine the duration of your your weekly live classes. And of course, we have what we call hands-on lab. Some of you may have signed up for some of our boot camps previously, right? Every lecture that you have with us at Cloudboosta, you have something like this, it was developed in-house, right? For each of the technical concepts, we actually break it down so that you can learn it, like ABC. I believe that everything can be figured out. And the reason why people run away from certain courses is not just because the course is difficult, it's actually because of who is teaching it. At Cloudboosta, we've learned over the years, over the time we've been doing this, we've learned how to break down concepts in a way that it doesn't matter, just as long as you're interested, as long as you're passionate and you're willing to learn, you will understand it. So this hands-on labs also helps. You're going to be exposed to group work as well, which is something that is different from, you sitting down and saying you want to learn it on your own. At Cloudboosta, you're going to be working in a group. And of course, you're exposed to industry standard projects, right? You have an alumni community. Again, you have the opportunity to network, meet mentors. I met some of our alumni last week, Saturday, people from different cohorts. It was just so beautiful. And we all went for an event together. And, during the event, our Cloudboosta alumni, it was a partner with Accenture, and we held the event at University of East London, so we delivered value to them as well. I was involved in fireside chat, and then we had all these exciting AI automation games, and we had this DevOps session, which was so funny. And then we also had, CV review session, live CV reviews. Our alumni, they got their CV looked at by industry professionals. One of my bosses that has been in tech industry for over 20 years was there reviewing their CVs for them. They were in networking, so those are the benefits of being a part of our alumni community. So beautiful, so we have that kind of community. And of course, you get support from us all the way. I remember when I started learning cloud, it was just so hard going on that journey alone, so we know you need encouragement, we know you need support for you to finish, and that's why we're there, answering your questions, guiding you, letting you know that we believe in you, checking up on you. Every session Wednesday we have live sessions to check in on our students and help them resolve any issues. This is outside of the Saturday classes, and of course we put you in a group as well where you can ask questions at any time. We just want to see you succeed. That's what we're here for at Cloudboosta, and we know you can do it. We believe in you. And even, of course, in addition to all of that, we're preparing you for your dream job as well. For me, what the essence of you learning is so that you can land your dream job, right? It doesn't matter. It's all about the job at the end of the day and being able to make money from what you're learning. So we do all the CV reviews, job interview simulation sessions. We help you with LinkedIn upgrade. I've gotten so many job offers from LinkedIn, so if you're going to be in cloud, you have to actually have your LinkedIn really, really looking good. And of course, all throughout your journey with us, you're building up on your soft skills, right? I have Bukola, who was once a dentist. This is our experience from Cloudboosta. Bukola got her first cloud job, after training with us at Cloudboosta. Cloudboosta was her first exposure into tech. She was like, I love the teaching style because there was a lot of emphasis on supporting me on my journey. From simple workbooks to one-on-one guidance to CV building. I completed my training in April 2023. I haven't even gotten my class education yet I already landed a job in a notable company. And for Bukola, she got a mid-level job when she finished with us at Cloudboosta. So we have people like that. What do we need from you? The key thing is just having a good laptop. Honestly, have a good laptop that is workable with the specs on the screen. And of course, we need to be comfortable with general use of a computer. We also need you to be ready to give extra hours for study and practicing outside of class. So don't say, Gbemi, just say we should come to class on Saturday. No, we need you to also work during the week. It's going to be intense, but it's going to be worth it. You know, you need to be able to learn, unlearn and relearn. You're preparing yourself for the future. You're putting yourself in a field that will always be relevant. That's what you're doing. So you're investing in your future by being a part of this. And of course, we want people that are very passionate about transition and ready to give it everything it takes. Finally, as I wrap up and I go straight into your questions, I want you to look at what you stand to gain when you enroll with us at Cloudboosta. You're having an intense training, both classroom, virtual class, and practical. You're building strong technical skills. You're having access to our fully guided labs. You're learning all the latest technologies and cloud levels, which I listed earlier. You have engaging class lectures, right? Covering all the modules that will help you land your first job. You're actually having access to soft skills coaching, and you're building your soft skills as you learn with us. You're interacting with industry leaders, because everyone that teaches you at Cloudboosta, they're all people working in the industry. I am a cloud DevOps manager in one of the big four consulting firms globally, you know, and so on. You'll meet many people working in AWS, working in, you know, working with Microsoft Azure and all of that. These are the people that teach you. You have access to Cloudboosta community. You're networking with bright minds. You have access to career support services where we're reviewing your CV, we're updating your LinkedIn, we're preparing you for interviews. And of course, you have preparation materials for your AWS Solutions Architect exam. You know, so it's a very, very good infusion of practical. Our focus is actually practical. And then on the side, we're like, prepare for your exam as well. It's good to have your certification, but what we know that will land you that dream job is the practical exposure you have to do, and that's our emphasis. You know, so that's all you stand to gain with us. And of course, if you enroll now and you take part of the 20 weeks program, some of you may have this question already. You're starting 27th of September. That's just, you know, next month. And by January, you're done with us. Yeah, in a position you're like, yeah, I'm entering the new year, I'm getting my new cloud job, right? Same thing if you enroll for our 15 weeks accelerator course, that starts in October, and October is not far away. You can enroll now. Again, by January, you're like, yes, I'm ready for my dream job. Okay, so start your transition with us today. The special offer that we have for you, because you stay till the end, is about an hour now. Because you stay to the end and I promised you something special, this is what I have for you. You're going to get a massive discount on all our courses, right? And the offer expires by 6 p.m. on Thursday. So you can even get up to 50% discount. All I need you to do is just reach out to any of our program advisors and tell them that just quote our code language is webinar discount. Just tell them webinar discount. Once you've told any of our program advisors webinar discount, they would be able to, they will know that you were actually a part of this webinar, and they will extend the discounts to you. So reach out to any of these two numbers, any of the two courses you're interested in. They will tell you more about it. They can even schedule a call with you to give you more information about each of the courses, right? They'll give you more details and they'll tell you what the discount is. And of course, installment payment plans are available. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening till the end. I'm going to go straight into your questions on Slido now. Please don't forget, if you have any questions, just add it to Slido. But thank you all for waiting up until this time. So I can see, okay, some of the questions I've answered it already. So I'm just going to still read the question and let you know I've answered it already. But if you're not satisfied that it has been answered already, please just repeat the question again. So someone says, how would this skill be of help to me? We've covered that extensively, okay? Can I register for my boy who is 13 years old? Yes, you can. Do you know the reason? I was still telling someone on Saturday that the youngest person that has an AWS certification is 13 years old. And that's the last time I checked. I don't even know if someone younger has gotten it. So if you think they're tech savvy and they're interested, why not? It's another skill added to their belt. And these days, universities are doing a lot of apprenticeship programs where they take students that are 16 years old, they're already working, you know, so it's going to be a very good start for your boy if it's of interest to him, but he can learn it, he can figure it out as well. How can I get help in getting a cloud computing job? I have done several training on DevOps, but yet to get a job. Okay, yes. So that's where our job readiness part comes in. I think I've spoken about that extensively as well. We look at your CV. Sometimes it's your CV that is the issue. Sometimes it's your interview. You're not preparing well for your interview. You're not answering confidently. You're not doing your LinkedIn. You're not, so all of those things is part of the training program. We actually we don't offer, job readiness training, as a standalone as of now. Is part of our training package. But if you feel like you're really, really all in, you're sure that you're set, you actually have all the DevOps skills available, the only challenge is getting a job, you can actually reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'll see how I can help you. Please, can you put a link to my LinkedIn profile below? But right now, we don't offer it as standard. You actually have to enroll for our training program, and then you do the job readiness as part of the training. So I hope that helps. My LinkedIn profile will put below. Please just let me know that you were the one that asked this question at Cloudboosta webinar. Is cloud computing really going to replace traditional jobs in my field? Oh, I don't know what your field is, and your name is anonymous. So if you can just clarify, but cloud computing will replace the use of traditional servers and will give room for a lot of companies to innovate more, by moving their systems onto remote servers as opposed to physical servers. I hope that helps. Can I learn cloud while working a full-time job and managing family responsibilities? Yes, you can. In fact, our program was designed with you in mind. We knew that people that were enrolled for our training are going to be busy people with a full-time job managing family responsibilities. I remember, what was it, last quarter or 2 quarters ago, where we were celebrating our valedictorian, Emmanuel, he just finished from the military, and, he came on board to learn cloud computing, and he was best graduate student. And when he told people that he actually had a full-time job as he was doing the program, people could not believe it, because they're like, and you were showing up so seriously. And of course, he even had a family, a young child. And we have people like that. Was it Adiola, who had her 3 children? I've interviewed her on our Cloudboosta YouTube channel as well. She had 3 kids, did the training, she's landed her dream job opportunity. So we have people like that. I'm a family woman myself, so we have you in mind. We know that at this stage of most people's life, you're probably growing a career, growing your family, building a full-time job, and also trying to get into another field. So yes, you can do it. People have done it, you can do it, and we believe in you, Uche. So what if I invest my time and money in cloud but fail to understand it? You know what? The first thing is your mindset. Honestly, I want you to give it a chance. There was one quote at the beginning as well. The worst thing you can do is to say that I won't take any action at all. But why not even try it in the first place? And if you feel like it was a waste of your time and money, please reach out to us. We'll see what we can do. But there's no one that has signed up for a training that said it's a waste of time. So you also have to make sure you're taking steps that are moving you forward. And that's something, I said it on Saturday during my fireside side chat session. Someone was asking about, how do you know the field you want to go into? How do you make that decision? I was like, do your research and decide. But don't take 1 year to make a decision, because that 1 year that you took to make a decision, you will have wasted time. Decision, you have to be, as we grow older, you have to be very decisive. 1 week is enough for you to do your research and make a decision about what you're going to do. And by the time you're investing time in that field, it's not a waste. Everything is added knowledge. So if you enroll with us at Cloudboosta and you feel it was a waste of your money, please reach out to us again. But one thing I'll say is that don't be afraid. You have to believe that you can do. We believe in you, and you have to keep looking at the image of what you have in mind for yourself. Think about the benefits. Imagine if for every decision you're making, you're thinking, what if I fail? What if I fail? You won't move forward that way. Every decision, not even cloud alone, but in this case, think of the advantage, think of the benefit, give it a chance, and look at the stories of other people who have done well by giving it a chance, and let that motivate you. I hope that helps, Efe. Thanks for asking. Someone doesn't have any question. Oh, I've been following since September 2023. Well done. And I'm so happy to hear that. My only shortcoming is finance. Can I get an installment payment plan? Yes, you can. Henry, please reach out to us. You can get an installment payment plan. And it's good to know that you have actually continued to listen in and follow. And I'm really looking forward to how we can help you achieve your dreams, okay? Yeah, so how long will it realistically take for me to land a cloud job if I start now? Everything depends on you. See, no one can give you an exact timeline. Again, I can give you examples and what people have done. Some people finish their training with us, and 2 weeks before the end of their training, they land their dream job. Some people, it can take up to 6 weeks after their training. Some people can even take up to 3 months. Some people can even take up to 6 months or even longer, but they end up landing their dream job. There are many factors at play. Some people, when they do their training with us, they are so busy. It's after the training that they go back and watch everything again. Some people are able to go all in at the beginning and immediately they get their training. I just want you to know that it is possible, and you have to focus on what is possible and put all your energy inside it. So everything varies, but it is possible for you to get your dream job as you finish your training. 6 weeks after, 3 months after, 6 months after, it all depends. So you have to make up your mind that by January 2026, I must land my dream job, and you work towards it. And even if it doesn't happen, set the next goal that, okay, let me work with March, let me work with June. At the end of the day, as long as you land your dream job, okay? How hard is cloud computing compared to other fields? Good question. I mean, I would just say that in this day and age, one thing we encourage people to do is to learn something that will not be easily replaced by AI, something that will not be easily replaceable. You know, people run away from things that are difficult, but the thing is, the actual approach is that you embrace things that are difficult so that you will stand out. Recruiters started reaching out to me significantly. I thought that, you know, when I was in the UK, I thought that the challenge was, oh, my name, because I mean, I've never met a Caucasian who knows how to pronounce my name, right? It's either they say Gbemisola, or if I say Gbemisola, like Gbemisola. So I was like, okay, fine. These people, maybe they don't like me. I'm a Black woman. They can't pronounce my name, blah, blah, blah. Maybe that's the problem. When I became more valuable by learning deep technical skills, right, in cloud computing, my LinkedIn page, I thought that I was getting rejections, that same page, that same name, the same face, I started getting a lot of recruiters reaching out to me, hundreds of them, you know, reaching out to me, and even up until today, it's still like that, because I became more valuable. So I encourage people, don't think about, oh, is it difficult? It is challenging to learn anything new. I will not lie to you or sugarcoat it. But what's the benefit? Think of the career progression, think of the more money, think of the opportunities, think about what you will do for your family. I say, Cloudboosta, we're not just tackling the problem of unemployment, we're also tackling the problem of underemployment. If you can do more, why settle for less? When I went to the UK for the first time, I started with, while I was doing my master's, I was doing blue collar jobs gracefully. I just kept on telling myself that I will not do this forever. I know I have potential. I believe that you have potential. I don't care what job you have been doing for whatever, how long. As long as you make up your mind, I'm ready to transition, you can do it and we'll hold your hand. So learn that skill. Everything can be learned, everything can be figured out. Don't be afraid, you can do it, okay? Are cloud skills useful even when I don't want to become a techie? What do you mean by you don't want to become a techie? If you can clarify the question, but one thing I'll say is that, of course, cloud skills will always be useful in any scenario. Okay, maybe you want to do maybe like cloud project management, for example. That's an example of something you can do. You can do cloud sales. You know, you have an understanding of cloud. You're not building solutions on the cloud, but you're talking about cloud, you're presenting, you're talking about the benefits. There are actually other career fields. I think I get your question. There are other career fields that are not building solutions on the cloud, and you can actually also do really well at them, okay? What is possibility of landing cloud roles in this case job market? I've talked about it as well. Everything depends on you applying yourself significantly. People have done it, and I want you to know that you can do it. Many boot camps promise that cloud is the future, but it looks like there are no opportunities for entry-level cloud role. How does one go about it? So cloud is truly the future. And in a place where, if you feel like we have people who have done our training and they've gotten entry-level cloud jobs, and like I said, there are some people that have done our training and gotten mid-level cloud jobs. If you feel like you're in a position where you've done a training, you've done a boot camp, and you're not getting those entry-level jobs, what do I advise? And that's what we also do at Cloudboosta. We tell you, fine, keep going, keep learning all the deep technical skills. So for example, with our alumni as well, we have what we call the Cloudboosta Alumni DevOps Drive. Why, after you've done your training, if you feel like it's getting so long to get a job, what we do is that we start infusing you with DevOps projects. Keep working on this, keep working on that DevOps project. That will get you to a point where you're confident enough to not go for an entry-level role, but the next level job. Because, I mean, you have to keep moving forward anyway. So all that time that you have now spent in the world of cloud, even if it has now become a year, you're now not going to apply for entry level anymore, because you have continued to invest yourself in projects, and you have a company that you're working with, that's Cloudboosta, that is giving you all that experience, exposure. You're mentoring other junior cloud DevOps engineer. You're no longer an entry level. So the more time you're spending in the field, and that's why we tell you, get started now, because your time starts counting. I started 2017, 2018, and my time has been counting since then. So your time starts counting. So by the time you're talking next year, 2 years time, you're saying I have 2 years experience in cloud development, and it's true. You have projects to back it up. You have mentees to back it up. So what I would say is that if you're struggling to get entry-level cloud roles, keep building your skills and go for mid-level. You can get mid-level, right? You can get senior level, but you have to keep working, keep building on projects. So that's my advice for you. What is the percentage of Nova students who have gotten job offers by attending Cloudboosta program in the last 6 months to 1 year? So, I mean, I don't have an exact statistics right now, but what I would say is that 2 things I say when people ask this question. Number one, there's some people that come into Cloudboosta with the intention of moving completely from where they are into the field of cloud DevOps. And there's some people that come in, they're like, I just want to know what cloud is about. I'm not interested in changing my job. I'm not interested in moving from one job to another. I just want to know, I just want to understand the lingua. I just want to understand, I just want to be more tech savvy. I just want to have exposure. So not everyone comes with the intention of, even though that's the primary thing we tell people. So out of the people who we know that what they're doing is that we're all in, we're going in for job, I can say confidently, even people that have not gotten jobs, they're still on their pathway to getting jobs. Or people that will say have landed job opportunities within 40 to 60%, right? People who came in with the intention of getting a job opportunity. What happens is that, number one, not everyone comes in with that intention. Number two, some people come on board and they drop the ball along the line. That has nothing to do with Cloudboosta. But the key thing is that you come in focused on exactly what you want to gain and ensure that you get it. And no matter how long it takes, keep at it. That's what I would encourage you to do. So that's my answer to that question. As a DevOps personnel, would you be doing the job of software development and IT operations together? I love that question because I didn't have time to clarify it. Now, DevOps is a new thing entirely. So, and again, it depends on how the team is set up. Sometimes operations team are still existing. Sometimes, in fact, most times you still have the development team. What DevOps guys do is that they enhance what would make the DevOps team and operations team work together. So, for example, a way that DevOps team and operations team, development team and operations team can work together more seamlessly is that they use the same source code management tool, for example. So, a DevOps engineer, you're setting up, you can create a tool that would facilitate development and operations team working together seamlessly. One of the DevOps tools that we teach you at Cloudboosta is what we call, source code management tool, right? So if developers are committing their code, it's easier for developers to seamlessly commit their code and for operations team to look at what the development team are doing and then pick things up from there. So DevOps is sometimes standalone. In fact, mostly standalone. I've worked as a DevOps engineer in many companies, right? So it's mostly standalone, but we're enhancing what the development team and operations do, we're ensuring that they can communicate better with each other. We're creating systems that ensures a flow of communication and a flow of work from development and operations team. So we are enabling and creating an environment that really helps them to work together seamlessly. I hope that helps. What are the projects for beginners in cloud computing jobs in Nigeria? Yes, given the limited opportunities that are sourcing by banks to international companies, there are still opportunities. I will tell you. And I'm wrapping up. I know our time is fast, but I have to get to your questions. So we have people who have done our training and gotten jobs in Nigeria. We have people who have done our training and gotten remote opportunities from Nigeria to other companies. So to other countries, right? They're working remotely in Nigeria and in other countries. So there are opportunities, there are prospects for people, even though, yes, things are being outsourced, there are still opportunities out there. It is true. Can I pay fees instrumentally? Yes, you can. You're just a teacher and you really want to switch into tech. See, we're here for you and we'll support you and hold your hands on the way. There are installment plans. Just reach out to any of the 2 numbers. They are in the chat box, right? Please reach out to us and we will help you as much as we can. We're really looking forward to having you on board. Does cloud DevOps involve coding? A little bit of coding. That's why we teach you Python, Linux, and all of that. A bit of it, right? But it's not fully coding. There's so many other exciting things you do. Can I pay in installments? Yes, you can. Okay. Is someone who has not done tech at all but is doing a conversion course in cloud computing able to do the accelerator course? Yes. You've not. Okay. So that conversion course that you've been doing will serve as the foundation. So we'll have a conversation with you and let you know. Just speak to our program advisor right? We'll have a conversation with you, let you know what the program entails, and then we'll be able to advise accordingly. How is cloud DevOps relevant in the Nigerian healthcare system? Will my transition be useful given our healthcare is still not digitized? And Mega, that's a very good question, right? So the thing is that Nigeria healthcare, I mean, I just gave a case study of what could potentially happen. Anytime there's a crisis or things are not in the digitized space or things are not done in a certain way, it gives you opportunity. What if you're the one that champions that course, you know, where you're able to move things, hospitals digitize this, digitize that. I have someone who is very close to me, she's a medical doctor. She took our cloud computing course, and I told her that, see, being a medical doctor, taking our cloud computing course, those are the kind of examples of people who just take our course. They're not interested in transition. You just want to know what it's about. I said, because you're a medical doctor, I've taken our field, it has given you a greater level of perspective. There are some things you'll be able to suggest in the healthcare industry that as a cloud DevOps engineer, I may not be able to do that primarily. So your cloud knowledge will be very relevant. And let's not be afraid of championing things. Everything that has come has to be championed. We started Cloudboosta today because of my passion for empowering people. I don't see it as a business, you know, and that's why I will always come tell you about the opportunities available. Some people say different things and all of that. We stick to what we're here for. I have my job already. I'm grateful to God that I'm where I am in my field, but this is our way of giving back and empowering people. When we know that the opportunities are there, we know that Nigerians particularly, we are very smart, we can learn things. So why would we settle for less? So my point is that you can be the one to champion something in the healthcare space. Don't say that, oh, because it's not digitized, this cloud will not be relevant. No, that's even the more reason why it's relevant. So you can actually come on board and learn as well. It can be a case of you infusing your knowledge with what you already know and remaining in your field, or wanting to transition. In any case, the knowledge will be valuable for you. So can you share real results for your 2024? How many finished? Okay, I've already answered that question. Please, is it just cloud DevOps? How about other specializations in cloud? Oh yeah, that's a good question as well. So the key thing is that what we do at Cloudboosta is that we lay the foundation, right? You can do cloud DevOps. That's just the broad umbrella that we use for, for where you're getting started. Some people actually finish with us at Cloudboosta and then they become a cloud platform engineer, for example. Some people finish with us at Cloudboosta and they become junior solutions architects. Some people finish with us at Cloudboosta and they do cloud data. Do you see? So there are many other fields, and we've talked about this before. We have some videos on our YouTube channel. Some people do site reliability engineer. So this is just we've infused different courses, come and learn, and then let the opportunities drive which pathway you end up going. So you can always switch around different things. So there are many other aspects you can do, but the same knowledge of cloud DevOps can now give you other options. Okay, I hope that helps. What is the dropout rate? Do you optimize CV and LinkedIn by yourself for the students? Do you help find job offers for students to apply to? So dropout rates, again, dropouts is simply dependent on the students. So we don't even keep track on. And again, let me tell you what we even do. Because we notice that people drop out for many reasons, right? Some people drop out because, maybe they actually genuinely, life happens. People go through difficult times. I mean, my testimony was all over the internet. People didn't even believe what I was going through. I mean, people have personal issues, what I'm saying, right? And they start something, and I've dropped out of trainings before, not because the training was bad, but because I heard things that was going on in my life. So what we do for people that drop out, we always reach out to people. That way you can rest assured, ask anybody. And by the way, most of these questions that you have, you can feel free to ask our Cloudboosta alumni as well, right? On LinkedIn, you can see people that finished us on Cloudboosta. That's the real authentic way to get information about us. So you can check us up online. Feel free to reach out to people. Oh, I saw Cloudboosta and I said, tell me about the training, right? So for dropouts, for people that leave the training, we always reach out to them, and we always end up extending them, asking them, would you like to join another course? Because maybe some people they lose a loved one, things happen, life happens. So we always end up infusing and bringing them back. So that's what we do for dropout. So it's not really a case of monitoring this number of people join and then we leave them. No, because there's a reason you sign up in the first place. So we still have a responsibility to actually help you. And yes, they actually come back. So, and we have different people that do that as well. So do you optimize CV and LinkedIn by yourself for the students? We bring people on board to teach training about how they can put their CV together. We look at it, we tell them things that they can improve on. Same thing with LinkedIn as well. We do LinkedIn training. We look at your LinkedIn page and make sure that, your LinkedIn page is good to go. We also collate job opportunities, yes, for students. and then we give you a list of jobs that you can apply for. Yes, we do that. When you get your interview, we help you with your preparation for your job. Because for us, it's not about helping you to get your dream job. That's what we're here for. We're not just, we're here, all you're doing, if you're going to, what you're doing is investing in yourself. So we help you with everything we know that will help you to land your dream job. That's what we're here for. And you can ask our alumni. So yes, we do assist people. And then now we also have partnerships with organizations. So for students that are doing really well, you meet our criteria, we tell you we help you with your AWS exam preparation certification, you do your certification and all of that. We recommend you for job opportunity with some of our partners. There's one of our alumni students who, studied at Greek at university. She was very diligent, doing very well. And then, she was part of a pool of people that we asked our partners to interview. Except in that interview, she's been working in one of the companies, with some of our, so we have all these recruitment partners that work with us to actually help our students land opportunities. Your own responsibility is just to take the training very seriously, put your very best in, do the things, submit your assignment, be diligent and all of that, and the opportunities are there. You can do it, we believe in you, we're here to help you. At 52, can I transition without any tech experience? Yes, I just need you to give it every single thing that it takes. One of our alumni that I met last week Saturday, she's retired. She's over 60. She doesn't mind me saying it. I hope you don't mind though. I'm not mentioning your name. But I literally still saw her at the program on Saturday. She was like, we're still catching up and stuff. She was in a different field completely for 30 years. She's over 60. And she's like, she wants to explore opportunities in tech. Who are we to say no? We're here to help everybody. So please, if you're really interested and you're ready to give your all the it's going to stretch you, because at 52, you've probably been in a completely different field already, but we're here to help you. Just prepare for the stretch. In terms of the cost of the training, please reach out to us. Our program advisors will give you guidelines on that, payment timelines, installments, and all of that. Can you join from any location? Of course, yes. We're available. People have joined us from South Africa, Saudi Arabia, all over the world. We are here to help you. Oh, I really enjoyed the webinar. You came down to my level. I hope the training will be like that. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's how we train our Cloudboosta. We come down to each person's level and we're here to support you. Thank you for staying. I know it's been 1.5 hours. You guys' questions kept me. I'm sure you don't mind the fact that I took our time to answer your questions. Honestly, you guys have been such an engaging audience and I've enjoyed speaking to you as well. So please reach out to any of our program advisors. For the person that wants their CV, for the person that wants that is saying that they already have DevOps skills and it's just challenges getting job, please reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm actually interested. Let me see how I can help you personally on that. And for every other person, please enroll, get started today. Let your experience start counting. Let it be that, yes, August 2025, you made up your mind that you're going to do this. Like the girl that I spoke about that got a job, I remember after she finished her training, the next January, I remember that New Year, she sent me a message. She was like, baby, I have made up my mind that is either cloud or cloud. I don't have any option. I am going to explore all my possibilities in this field. And I don't even know whether she's connected now. I'm so happy that she was able to settle down in her dream job, moving completely from a different field. So make up your mind, take that decision now. You don't have anything to regret. You're only investing in yourself, investing in your skill. This is only going to move you to the next level in your career. Thank you for listening to me. I have to round up now. I have answered all the questions that I've seen. If you have any questions, please reach out to any of our program advisors, right? We are here to hold your hand and ensure that you succeed in this field. Looking forward to seeing you guys in class. For the comprehensive Cloud DevOps students, I'll see you in September. And for our Cloud DevOps Accelerator guys, I'll see you in October. Thank you so much for your time. Please enjoy the rest of your evening. Please make sure that you connect with us. We are looking forward to hearing back from you. Please have a good evening. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for your time.